Hello, my name is Chad.
And my name is Will, and welcome to the Notorious 14 podcast. If you guys are interested in the unsolved crimes, supernatural, and extraterrestrial happenings from around the world, you've come to the right place. Before we begin, we want you guys to check out our YouTube channel at the Notorious 14. Leave a like on any of the videos that you like, and subscribe.
Probably in the next month or so, we're going to set up Patreon and have content on there. So if you'd like to follow us there, we would encourage you to do so.
Absolutely. We appreciate any support that you guys will give us.
And we're also trying to reach 150 subs this month for YouTube. So if you have any friends that like this content, please share it with them. Yeah. And we'd love to have them join our crew.
Absolutely.
So
have them check it out.
Without saying more, let's get into the subject for today.
Absolutely. Elisa Lam.
Yeah.
The tragic loss of Elisa Lam.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Elisa Lam was a 22-year-old Chinese-Canadian citizen who was born in Vancouver, British Columbia. Elisa loved to blog, sharing accounts of her life and modeling pictures she had liked on her personal blog. She shared many inspiring and beautiful things with the world, but like with many things, the good come with the bad. 2 years into her blogging career, it would become evident that Elisa was struggling with her mental health and would soon need to take a break. This too affected her attendance at the University of British Columbia, and within the next year, she had dropped her classes and started thinking about traveling the world. Of her many stops, Los Angeles, California would become one of those instances where the good comes with the bad. Elisa Lam had decided that traveling around the United States would be a good way to relieve some stress and revive her mental state. Her stay in Los Angeles would not be complete without a place to stay, so she booked at the Cecil Hotel, now known as the Stay on Main Hotel. Located in the Skid Row area of Greater Los Angeles, the hotel was a sight to behold. She was seen throughout the hotel and several shops during her stay in Los Angeles. The manager of the last bookstore, Katie Orphan, had reported seeing Elisa the day of her disappearance, stating that she was a very friendly, lively, and outgoing woman. She was commonly reported as being seen alone, a small girl, in a big city, vacant of Mercy. And unfortunately, Mercy had just left the building. On the evening of January 31st, 2013, Elisa had disappeared off the elevator at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. She was seen on security cameras entering the elevator, riding it to the top floor, and seen acting in a strange manner, almost as though she had been talking to someone just out of view. Soon after this instance, Elisa would disappear from the footage, only to go unheard of for the next 19 days. So you're wondering, she came back 20 days later, right? Well, not exactly. The investigation, looking for Elisa Lam, began the day after she had disappeared from the elevator. An ordinance of her trip had been that she had agreed to stay in touch with her parents daily, as they did not believe a solo trip was a good idea. She had not contacted them that day, so her parents alerted the Los Angeles Police Department and would soon fly into Los Angeles to aid in the hunt to find her. It was not until weeks later that they were tipped to a possible location of Elisa. Due to complaints from the residents of the hotel of low water pressure and dirty water, their daughter's whereabouts would soon be revealed. One of the maintenance workers, Santiago Lopez, had gone up to the roof to check the water reservoirs and troubleshoot the hotel's water issues. What he found is beyond words. In one of the four 1,000-gallon tanks was Elisa's waterlogged, decomposing body, floating face up. The fire department was contacted, and Elisa's body would soon be removed from the water tank.
So the probably less viable theory would be called the elevator theory, which is the theory that states that Elisa Lam was playing the elevator game, which is like an alleged type of game that people can go into an elevator, like press certain numbers and like be transported to a different dimension. Mm-hmm. Which, with this case, it's kind of not really sensible and kind of demeaning toward Elisa Lam.
Yeah,
because
I could believe that, yeah.
Yeah, like, it's just not a good, not a good theory at all.
No, I mean, the fact that it exists at all kind of makes it seem like it's like a creepypasta kind of story.
Like,
it's like, go in the elevator and press these buttons in sequence and you will be transported.
It seems like a story like my mom would tell me. don't press these buttons. You'll be transported to a different dimension.
Trying to get you to behave as a child.
Slap on the wrist.
Don't mess with the elevator.
The Slenderman's going to get you.
Is that who's in the other dimension?
Probably, yeah. I don't know. I've never been to a different dimension before.
I haven't either. Not yet.
I guess we have 5 theories, and on a scale with the least one being the elevator one, this one goes just a little bit above it, which is the ghost haunting one, where supposedly a spirit of ill intent possessed Elisa Lam and caused her to do bad things and eventually kill herself. Which this also is very, like, not a really good theory to bring onto the table when it probably is
more of a serious matter.
Yeah.
More of a serious issue that caused it.
Mm-hmm. It's just like, why? Why would you bring this up? Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah, and in order for that to even be a thing, the existence of ghosts and spirits would have been proven also.
It's really insensitive to bring ghosts into this picture because Elisa Lam probably died from very serious causes. Mm-hmm. Rather than, like, it just seems like people are just using their imaginations and trying to throw this case into their little box and, like, be like, oh, ghosts may exist because Elisa Lam has this weird elevator footage that she's contorting, but, like, that could be, like, something totally different.
Yeah, 100%. So, I think the first 2 theories, they are theories, but they are completely, like, insensitive, nonsensical.
Yeah.
They're just there because somebody thought that they were a good idea for some reason.
Yeah, and they're not.
So our third theory that we have listed, which is starting to go into the realm of actual things that could have happened, is homicide. She could have been murdered. There was no other person caught on security cameras. There was no other audio that was caught on security cameras. When she was at the top on the elevator, it appeared like she was talking to somebody.
Yeah.
But there is no proof that there was another person in that hallway with her. I do not believe that Elisa Lam would have created any animosity the few days that she was in Los Angeles. I don't think that anybody would have had malicious intent against her unless it was a very random, like, super, like, rare occurrence where someone was just looking for a random victim.
I mean, there was, like, the only thing that was missing of her belongings was her lost cell phone that she reported being lost. But at the same time, that probably was just a mishap rather than somebody taking it and tracking her down.
100%.
She did feel like she was being followed, but at the same time, that could be just paranoia. Mm-hmm. Like, when you're in a different environment you're not very comfortable in, you kind of feel like you're being followed a little bit.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's kind of...
It's instinct.
Yeah, it's like, when you're filled with, like, a bunch of people, you have no idea who they are. Like...
Yeah. Los Angeles is definitely one of those cities full of people that you don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. So, like, yes. Personally, I don't think she was murdered. But at the same time, like, it's a possibility.
Yeah, that's why it's ranked at 3 out of our 5.
It's way more plausible than ghost or the elevator theory.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
but there's not a lot of evidence to back it up.
Yeah.
Also, on her autopsy report, she didn't have any signs of struggle or anything. So,
yeah, I don't think
somebody was gonna, like, kidnap her.
There wasn't barely any bruises or anything on her. Mm-hmm. So, like that's really very uncommon in kidnapping reports. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, a lot of the information on that, as well as the toxicology report for one of the theories coming up here soon, is going to be down in the link.
Yeah, we're definitely not qualified to talk about toxicology reports. So, like, if you want to read up on that, here it is.
Theory 4.
Yeah.
Our second to most plausible theory. That, unfortunately, it could be... The consequences could have been an act of suicide. She had evidently started having mental issues, having mental instability a few years after she started her blog. It was about a year before she went on this trip. But, maybe her life just started getting hectic. Mental issues are extremely hard to deal with if you don't have the right medical help. And if she had climbed up into the water tower and fallen in there, even, it's sad, but maybe she just had a manic break and
in
ready to afford to
one of her blogs, she said, "This is the first day of my depression," and I don't know the exact date of that, but it was in early January.
Yeah,
which probably she was depressed for at least a month, which is really sad to think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's no fun, and especially when it's so bad that you start to have those thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really sad, but it's one of the more compelling theories that we have. It would make the most sense other than maybe our number one theory. But it could also have been along with this next one.
Yeah.
There could be several factors that kind of come in together that could have led to her loss, her demise.
Mm-hmm.
So our number one ranking, most plausible theory, was the fact that substance abuse could have been a factor of her death. She was on 4 different medications for her mental health and instability. And although they are present in her toxicology report, it's possible she either didn't take them, didn't take enough. She didn't take enough, that she took too much, and she could have had a manic episode due to that.
This is a very touchy subject for some people, so...
Yeah, everything that we've stated as far as our theories are all of skepticism. There's not really any fact or rhyme or reason, just what we think probably could have happened.
Yeah, and it's very important to also note that Elisa Lam, we can't treat her like we're trying to find the issue. She was a person. She had a life to live just like us, but it was really cut short, unfortunately, for, as of now, an unknown cause. Hopefully our podcast kind of shines some light and gets people interested to research it more.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is a really sad one to do.
Mm-hmm. Especially since it's so recent, but it's something that we think needed to be covered.
It is fair to note that just to think that you were her parents and that you're going through online and you read some different theories, such as the elevator theory, where it says that your daughter was transported to a different dimension. Wouldn't that just make you really mad that people are just throwing these theories out?
Some BS sounding theories.
Yeah. You might as well just say Sasquatch took her and stuff like that. It's just dumb.
Yeah. That's why I think a big part of this episode is kind of calling to be more aware of mental health and stuff.
Yeah.
People that need help with it.
Yeah, and people are just they don't want to take the very obvious answer. They want to find something bizarre and unknown about certain cases. Mm-hmm. And this is one such case. It the answer probably is that she either on accident or on purpose took her own life.
Mm-hmm. Until we can find out more about it, this case will also remain unsolved.
Unfortunately.
Very unfortunately. All right, so we've covered the tragic loss of Elisa Lam. That is going to conclude today's episode. Before we head out, we invite you guys to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikToks. Each one of those has different content on it, so if you subscribe to all of them, you're going to get all of our content. That sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
It does. Definitely. Do not forget to subscribe after watching this video.
No.
So we are trying to hit goals.
Yes, we are.
Help us hit those goals, and we'll bring you more content.
Yes, we are trying to make everybody more aware of all of the unsolved crimes, supernatural, and extraterrestrial happenings around the world.
Mm-hmm. Whether or not we believe it ourselves, we still want to share the information we have. Join us next week as we discuss the Zodiac Killer, which is a very interesting case.
Very notorious man.
Yeah.
One of my personal favorite serial killers.
Still unsolved. So.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for watching.
Definitely.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Heck yeah. Until then.
Bye-bye.
My voice is until then.